Halloween theme. All right. Let's welcome T.A.R.S group. Here's Krishna, and let's give him a round of applause as well.
Since you got the beta version explanation before this about the T.A.R.S, so let's get actually what exactly we're gonna build in T.A.R.S. So this is the mix and presentation for the T.A.R.S Halloween theme, and the agenda is first we're gonna meet the team, and then we're gonna look the introduction, architecture, and this is the flow. So first of all, I wanna say about my team is they are not just like grads or undergrads. They are like thinkers, engineers who have the same vision like me to build this T.A.R.S. So without them, I won't be able to reach this quickly with so much of pivots, which were positively okay. And my team right here is Chris. Here we have Sunny, and some are absent, but they are physically present in my GitHub commits. So they are still working on the T.A.R.S. And initially we had 25 people sign up for this project, which I have to take only 8. So these are the ones 8 which I am taking. So the next thing is all the team members right here. 3 of us are here. Some are already working on the Git. So exactly what is T.A.R.S is, you have seen the movie Interstellar or Jarvis. Jarvis is kind of like a solid example of T.A.R.S because it's like a software thing. T.A.R.S is kind of hardware example. So it's going to reply, speak, everything like humans. And this is how it's going to look like. Maybe next time we'll try and do hardware. This is kind of difficult thing because it has dynamics and everything we have to put it. So we build the software maybe this sem, and hardware maybe next sem. So we'll keep it growing, maybe 8 to 16 members in a team, and see how hardware and software collaborates. We'll try with the Raspberry Pi thing, but let's get the software first. So this is a way general architecture, high level, low level architecture. In the middle we have this GPT API, which still we haven't used it. We are using MCP to get this text around. So everything starts with the wake up word. It's like how you're gonna communicate with T.A.R.S. It's like, hey T.A.R.S. So there's gonna be a wake up word for T.A.R.S. like hey Siri, Alexa, or hey Google. So if you say hey T.A.R.S, it's gonna be active. So when you just like run in the back end and the front end gets initiated, everything is working, but it's going to listen the hey T.A.R.S and then it's going to start something. So we won't waste computes, we won't waste credits, we won't waste any instance on this. So it's going to keep the flow like this, one after another, and it's going to start with the wake up word, which is speech, and it's going to convert it to text. Text goes to backend, again text to speech, again to front end. So it's kind of simple pipeline to build, but when you start to code, there are many lags you'll find. So we're gonna add object detection. Since YOLO is there, but my team has came up with vision language models. It's working right now, and T.A.R.S actually can see like eyes like humans, like what exactly is in the image, what it can do or not. So we have the vision right now. We have kind of a brain. Now it can speak, it can listen. So we have similar components like a human. It cannot walk, it just can sit. So next semester we can make him walk. So these are some components. Personality engine. This is kinda tough to maintain because every time we have to keep adding some layer on top of what it's speaking, which is gonna add some latency, of course, but we can minimize it by less than 1 second. So if it's saying something and the person has changed the humor to maybe something a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a funny or anything, then it has to reply accordingly. So this is the very last step we're gonna be building, the personality engine, which is the toughest, and it's gonna speak like human exactly because we are not building it's gonna be using an API obviously. So we're gonna have to add a layer on top of that to create an environment for the T.A.R.S to capture the humor. Voice activation, speech activation, system, utilities, media control. Media control is done. It can connect to everything. Even it can detect all the speakers when you run the T.A.R.S in your own Mac or Windows. It can see what are the components and image generation, language, content. You will see a basic UI not working, but I mean it's not like in the running like a local host because we need this hard drive and everything to connect on a big instance. So I can make you see the UI. It's been done by whole team but led by Chris and Sunny. The whole UI thing is done by them. All the creations, innovations in the UI. It's awesome. This is a basic current progress on how exactly T.A.R.S is. So start by wake up word. We go to speech to text. text to speech, and then voice activation, brain setup, front end, then weather utilities. This is simple utilities to build. We just use the weather APIs and every API just to call it when users say what's the weather, or it detects the word weather and it connects your current location, San Jose. Okay, what's the weather right now? Text to speech. Simple pipeline. So we just like keep checking other utilities. Obviously, we need to add emails, but we need to see how exactly to add those emails. Notes, obviously, because hey T.A.R.S, let's get the thing started, maybe note something. So he has to get the Apple notes or any notes. We can build our own notes, right? And get things started. So, yep, that can be done. And it's gonna be personal for everyone. It's not like everyone can use it. It's like locally, but yeah. Finally, it's gonna be an app, I see. But since we're gonna go for the hardware portion, that's why I'm not deploying exactly on the app thing. So I'm just gonna wait for the hardware team to come next time and then integrate this to build the software and the hardware together. So for the wake up word, we use this tool, which is Porcupine. It's gonna detect word like Hey Jarvis. For us, it's Hey T.A.R.S. One after another. If it's like too much of one noise, background noise, people speaking here and there, it's gonna detect the word Hey T.A.R.S. and it's gonna initiate it. Example, when you say Hey T.A.R.S, that's how it's gonna work, but it's like, what's your name? Hi, I'm T.A.R.S, your voice activity agent running, and then again wait for 5 seconds and it's gonna initiate, keep coming. And for us, it's gonna be two words, exit and bye. It's gonna say goodbye and then sleep. So it's kind of how it works. I'm not gonna show exactly the terminal commands and everything because it runs on terminal. Again, we have the UI coming up, so just wait for this. We're currently using Ghost. Again, people are coming with a lot of great ideas, so we are just filling every gaps and see where exactly we need the ideas for. Text to speech, we convert text via Python. We use Python as the main language. We already know this. So what we have achieved till now are the 4 things: speech to text, voice activation, media control, everything. The image generation is still, we are in between. So if we are talking to T.A.R.S, generate something. It can be image, it can be audio, it can be video. So this is gonna take some money. So we're just waiting for something so it exactly works depending upon the use case. So after the mid-sem, we're gonna be having some discussion next week. Vision system in the testing phase right now. So we have these 5 test cases for the visions, how it's gonna look, which is the vision language models, everything. This is how T.A.R.S exactly gonna look like. So this is my team. This is a photo, but it's actually a video. It's gonna be running this T.A.R.S, which is like a gangular hole in the black holes, everything in the interstellar. It's gonna run clockwise. It's gonna go come and out. It's blue in color, and as user speaks, it's gonna turn red in color, and as it responds, it's gonna turn green in color. So that's the T called T.A.R.S. It's just a chat box. If you cannot click it, you just say Hey T.A.R.S, activate the chat. So it's gonna activate it, and as you just run, everything's gonna be live, like it's gonna be running here and there, the dots. The T.A.R.S, the name, and about the page. So this is the UI in progress, and let me know how T.A.R.S gonna be fitting your life, like the background. So as you see in the background, these are the T.A.R.S points gonna be fitting like exactly in the background, exactly like in humans. So this is how exactly we see every other component gonna fit exactly in the human's life. So if this is a background, then T.A.R.S is on the background right now, so you can see, but it's already there. So yeah, and thanks for the presentation. Thank you so much, guys. Questions, concerns, doubts, anything?
How do you plan to build the personality engine?
How do I build 2 personalized engine? Why should I tell you? Because you are building the same thing. Maybe just use our thing to build yours. So I cannot say how I'm gonna build
We
the.
can take inspiration from it.
Oh yeah. My team is still discussing because that's the last thing we're gonna work on. Still working on the vision language thing. How it's gonna see the world. Like there is a chair, there's gonna be people, and it's gonna detect something. You're always too weak for this, so vision language models we're gonna be using it, and then image, and then we're gonna move personality. This because this is the hardest portion. We'll be building the personality. So something's gonna be coming out as a speech. We can add a layer on top of it like a humor and tune the speech. So I don't know how API is gonna be helping us. We need to build something by ourselves. So that's how we're carrying this to the next sem with the hardware, so we can see exactly how both things collaborates. But I see personality is the, I guess, the toughest thing to do on this project.
In short, can you explain why you choose to do this project?
Point one, I love Interstellar and I love the part of T.A.R.S in it. That's why I want to build it. The second, I need something maybe in my room just to do my stuff. Like he's like walking here and there. And like just do this and that, and maybe if it's a software, just write an email for me. He's gonna launch something, and the email is done. Like since we're using GPT for writing emails and everything, maybe assignments now but this is gonna do everything for me, so I can work on something else. And half of the done is like he's doing something. Just like get me the weather for this thing, and that is like simple. But we're gonna be doing a complicated, like okay, write me a whole my day in October is gonna look like, depending upon how September or August was there. So it's gonna frame how days gonna look like for you even. There's gonna keep the calculation of your time, how you're spending it. So it's gonna be part of your life, but like it's like a good hobby project because if something is like working for you and you build it by yourself and people will be loving it because it's like small tasks. So I think that's a great
And
thing.
like for your problem statement and what you want to do, how many parameter model do you think it's ideal? 8 billion, 70 billion?
Oh, we need to try every year the model right now, 70 billion even. I can take your suggestion to even build this. So this is even me building for the first time. We need to try a lot of models and see how much time we get to build it because we have these midterms and finals, everything coming along. So we'll quickly try this since we are reaching here with a lot of integrations, a lot of achievements.
Yeah.
But we have this next time, so we have a good amount of time. So as soon as we try many things, how it's going to work on the Raspberry Pi thing too, because how they communicate with each other. I have the software background of hardware, so I need to get someone on the hardware too. So yeah, we need to have a talk on this. Even if you have something, just let me know on how to integrate what is the best portion, so we can like quickly go for it. Yeah. And
So for your final products, do you plan? Do you want the T.A.R.S branch around the cloud or edge?
You're building the hardware thing, right?
Well, that's my focus.
Yeah. I don't know how to integrate these things into hardware. Never touched a Raspberry Pi or any edge for me. I just build everything on the Jupyter notebooks and something. So even I have to see how we integrate this type of stuff. And first of all, let's get the software thing done, and we'll see how it's gonna compute with the edge and maybe cloud. Yeah.
His like visual division one is really small and it's running on like Raspberry and
Okay.
that's what brain your reasoning part.
Right.
We can connect it.
We can.
Yeah, that's like
Okay.
yeah.
AWS or anything.
I'm just curious like you.
Yeah. Even I'm gonna research on Perplexity on how to do this. Yeah.
I have a comment. Really like your UI, those dots and black background.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. I might get a lot of inspiration from it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm gonna steal it exactly as it is, but it looks really cool.
It's like 3D. It's the dot's gonna revolve around. It's gonna come around
And
as you
it's-
speak.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's gonna change
really
the
cool.
colors.
It's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's
Thank you so much.
let's
Thank
get
you
to
so
the
much.
next group. All right, thank you guys.